Tell us your name and tell us about your project.
My name is Peter Higgs, and the project that I've been working on with some of my associates is trying to prove my theory of the Higgs field through use of a Large Hadron Collider.
What were you guys trying to do or find?
So my theory, the Higgs field, proposes that there is a field of particles that I named the heavy boson, which will later be called the Higgs boson after myself. And what we were trying to do was prove that this field actually exists. The reason this field needed to be was because of some mathematical equations that assign masses to particles, and the field helps prove and make it more consistent of that equations. So what the Large Hadron Collider is for is the Large Hadron Collider will send these particles to collide in one spot really, really fast. And the point of using a Large Hadron Collider to try and prove this is we were trying to create a ripple in the field that we were trying to find to maybe knock off one of these particles so we can observe its decay rate and its other properties. That way we can see if it actually exists or not.
Where did the project or experiment occur?
So the Large Hadron Collider is currently under Geneva, Switzerland. It's like 17 miles long, and it's owned by CERN. So that's where most of the experiments took place.
What other significant events were happening around the world at the time?
So during this time, the United States is still fighting Iraq, even though I think a year prior, on like May 2nd, I think they had announced that the leader of Al-Qaeda had been killed. There's currently a revolution going on in Egypt, and the year before, also 2011, was named the year of chemistry, actually, just because of some discoveries that were made. Also, the former leader of North Korea, Kim Jong II, had died and was replaced by Kim Jong-un.
Who else was involved in the project?
So in the beginning, there was multiples of us. There was like 3 specific teams that were working on the theory itself. I was in a team kind of by myself, just working on my theory. The other teams consisted of Robert Brout and Francois Englert. The third team had 3 physicists in it, and it was Carl Hagen, Tom Kibble, and Gerald Gorelnik.
What was your role in the project?
I created the theory to be proven. They had chosen mine to be the main one, because I introduced the idea of the heavy boson, which is the particle that we were trying to find to knock off of the field. So I didn't actually do much in the experimentation part. I just mainly provided the theory, and they would call me in whenever they needed, like they were going to get a bigger discovery, or if they needed some insight on some of the ideas that I had. The particle was named after me, and I was given a shared Nobel Peace Prize with Francois Englert for my discoveries.
What impact did your project have on the physics community?
So the idea that hidden particles could be found and tested and worked on allowed for other hidden particles that had been theorized, such as like dark matter and stuff. It allowed them to have more, like by out of connection that they are both hidden particles, since one could be true, the one is true, the other could be true. So it kind of just helped, breathe in some life into those groups, the peoples that were working on those. And also because my heavy boson, the Higgs boson, which was named, because it has no spin, that's an interesting quality for a particle to have. It's very rare. And that allowed for more studies to have to do with like supersymmetry and stuff, things like that.
What else has been discovered about the Higgs boson?
So since then, CERN, the company that owns the Large Hadron Collider, has been trying to solidify some of the different qualities about the boson. They're just trying to learn as much as they can about it. All that we really did during our experiment was prove that it exists. We have something that has a decay rate we've never seen before, so it has to be a different molecule. So what they're trying to do is just kind of solidify some of the reactions with the things, just the normal process you go through with the new particles. What they have found, though, is that by reacting it with some other bosons, such as like top quarks, they're trying to find the compatibility of the couplings between them, the connections between them. And what they have found is that that two top quarks can be fused to create my Higgs boson, which is really interesting. They still haven't figured out what kind of the heavy boson decays into yet, but through some more coupling experiments, I think they'll find that out.